Welcome once again to this lecture series in Chemical Reaction Engineering 2. We will study today the concept of multiple steady states, MSS. In this section, we will consider a steady state operation of a CSTR in which first order reaction is taking place. An excellent experimental investigation that demonstrates the multiplicity of the steady states was carried out by Bestasa and Smits. They studied the reaction between sodium thiosulfate and hydrogen peroxide in CSTR operated adiabatically. The multiple steady state temperatures were examined by varying the flow rate over a range of space-times tau. So here you can see conversion and temperature. So this is energy balance curve, this is mass balance curve. Okay, so you can see here 1, 2 and 3 points of intersection. So here we have a state where we don't have just one steady state but 3 steady state at which we can operate the reactor. So we have a choice here. So we'll try to understand the concept of multiple steady state. Now you are familiar with this expression for Tc. K we have taken as UA by Fa0 Cp0, Tc for this kappa Ta plus T0 1 plus kappa, this kappa is equal to UA Fa0 by Cp0. Xa is equal to minus Ra into V by Fa0. This is well known design equation for CSTR. We know this minus delta HRX at any temperature multiplied by Xa is equal to Cp0 into 1 plus K multiplied by T minus Tc. This we have derived earlier for CSTR. And this value of kappa and Tc are these values. Okay. So we have substituted for this Tc only and for this kappa only. So this we can write as Xa can be replaced by minus Ra into V by Fa0, same. Now this left hand side term is known as or called as heat generation term, denoted as G of T, and right hand side term is called as heat removal term and denoted as RT. So GT and RT are the removal term and generation term. So it is heat generation term and heat removal term. In short, we call it generation term and removal term. To study the multiplicity of steady states, here multiplicity of steady states. So we have to plot both removal term RT and generation term GT as a function of temperature on the same graph and analyze the circumstances under which we'll obtain multiple interactions of generation term and removal term. So first we will consider removal term. What is removal term? Cp0 into bracket 1 plus kappa into bracket T minus Tc, where Tc we know kappa into Ta plus T0 1 plus kappa. Now if we look at this equation, so removal term R of T increases linearly with the temperature. So if you plot it as a temperature, a function of temperature T, it is y is equal to mx plus c form. So where this Cp0 into 1 plus kappa, this represents slope, and this Cp0 into 1 plus kappa into Tc, that represents intercept. So minus sign. y-intercept here will be negative. If you increase T0, if you increase this value of T0, so there will not be any change in slope, but intercept will change. So this line with the same slope will shift towards right as the intercept increases. If you vary any of these parameters, that is molar flow rate FA0, you decrease, or you increase the heat exchanger area so that this kappa increases. So kappa increase means slope is changing. Okay, here slope is Cp0 into 1 plus kappa. Cp0 is constant. So as the slope increases, so at kappa is equal to 0, there will be some slope Cp0 into 1 plus kappa, Cp0 value only. And then as this value increases 1 plus kappa, so this is increasing and it will be infinity when it is parallel to y-axis. Okay, Cp0 value will have some value, so it increase in this direction, it is shown. Now you know Tc is equal to kappa into Ta plus T0 by 1 plus kappa. At kappa is equal to 0, this becomes 0, this becomes 0, so Tc is equal to T0 here. From here it start, and when you reach this Tc is equal to Ta, that will be infinity. So in between, so in this direction the slope is increasing. Okay, so one can increase kappa by either decreasing this molar flow rate or increasing the heat transfer area. The slope increases. For the case of Ta less than T0, the intercept will move towards left. Here it is moving, this is also moving, and slope is changing. On the other hand, if Ta is greater than T0, obviously it will move in the other way around as K increases, or in the right direction. Heat generation term. Now we will consider this term. So minus delta HR X at any temperature multiplied by XA, that is conversion. So XA is K tau by 1 plus K tau. For K tau, tau is there, you substitute K is equal to A into e raised to minus e by RT, and then let us examine this generation term G of T or GT. So at low temperatures, if you take low temperatures, this value will be higher, total value will be higher. So second term in the denominator in this equation will become negligible as compared to this, and when it becomes negligible as compared to this, you are left with the expression G of T is equal to this multiplied by this, means numerator only, as you have denominator 1. At high temperatures, this term will this term will now dominate the scene. So this term will be high as compared to this, so this we can neglect, and then from the numerator and denominator this term will cancel out, and at high temperatures you can say that generation term is simply heat of reaction at any temperature T, whereas at lower temperature this value heat of reaction at any temperature T multiplied by K tau value. Now here if you look at this function generation term, if you plot as a temperature for two different activation energies, So for low energies it will be like this, high energies, so somewhat the nature will be like this. So if you go on lowering the activation energy, you will have some curves in this direction. If you still higher it, it will become almost straight and here. If the flow rate is increased or the reactor volume is increased, so tau is V by V0. So if you decrease the flow rate or increase this volume, what will happen? Tau will increase, and for increasing tau, the nature of the curves will go on changing like this. Okay, as we have this value tau, this function tau by k tau by 1 plus k tau. So tau value is there, and with change in activation energy, this we have seen what are the possibilities, and with change in value of tau, with increasing tau, you can increase the tau by decreasing flow rate or increasing the volume. So volume mostly it will be fixed, you can vary V0. By decreasing this rate, you can increase value, and by increasing value of tau in this direction, generation term will change its shape like this. Now we will see here the example where we have plotted removal term as well as generation term on the same plot. Removal term always a straight line, and this is some kind of curve, mostly S-shaped curve or like that. So here if you examine this carefully, this removal curve we have denoted as A, second removal curve we have denoted as B, and we have only one generation curve, that is this one. Okay, so here let us discuss and see. With removal curve A, you can see there is only one point of intersection here. With removal term B, we have here 1 and 2 points of interaction. So suppose we begin to feed our reactor at some relatively low temperature T01. If we construct generation term and removal term curves illustrated by curves Y and A respectively, Y is generation term, A is removal term. As shown in this figure, we see that there will be only one point of intersection, that is point 1 here. From this point of intersection, one can find the steady state temperature. So on this line, temperature line, you can find out the steady state temperature corresponding to this, and this we call as TS1. Okay. Now, if you increase the entering temperature further to T02, let us say, the generation curve, this remains unchanged, whereas the removal term will, so it was here earlier, it is moving to its right as you increase the entering temperature. So here TC1, TC2, we know this TC, as you change the value of T0, TC will change. So here it is shown as TC1, TC2. Now see here, it is crossing at this point 2 and point 3. So first steady state we have seen with this removal curve, second steady state and third steady state, TS2 and TS3, with this second removal term. So as we increase the temperature T0 from T01 to T02 for second curve, your Tc value changes from Tc1 to Tc2 and corresponding values now, in addition to Ts1, here it was only one steady state. Now we have two steady state corresponding to this removal curve B, Ts2 and Ts3. Okay, so it is intersecting at points 2 and 3 and we have denoted this steady state as Ts2 and Ts3. So similarly, if I consider the curve of this shape and see here A, B, C, D, E and F. So again you shift towards right by increasing the entering temperature. So you will have corresponding value of Tc3 with respect to T03. Okay. Now if you look at this curve, third curve C, it is crossing at point number 6, point number 5 and point number 4. So here 4, 5 and 6 are the points of intersection and those are the steady states. So in the figure there are two steady states that we have seen, Ts2 and Ts3. That is for the entering temperature T02. Now if you further increase the entering temperature to T03, so we have removal term denoted by line C and it crosses at point 4, 5 and 6 and we denote these steady states as Ts5, Ts4, Ts5 and Ts6. And if you continue to increase this T0 further in this manner, finally you will reach a line E in which there are only two steady state 10 and 11. If you further increase to F, there is only one steady state corresponding to T06 and that is Ts12. Okay, so this we will see in this table here. We have considered 6 entering temperatures: T01, T02, T03, T04 here, T05 and T06. So we have taken one low entering temperature first, then we have increased it by few degrees, then further increased by few degrees. Like that we have increased our entering temperature from T01 to T06. And here steady states we are noting for T01, this is Ts1 corresponding to this only one point of intersection. So we have only one point here. Further we are shifting in this direction. Removal, the line representing B at T02 corresponding value to Tc2. It is crossing at 2 and 3. So corresponding steady states are Ts2 and Ts3. Ts1 we have already considered. Next, this line C further increase. So we have 4, 5 and 6. So Ts4, Ts5 and Ts6, 3 points of intersection, so 3 steady states. Further if you proceed at some increased value of T0, so that is T04 corresponding to this D, here also we have 7, 8 and 9, 3 steady states. So again Ts7, Ts8 and Ts9. If you proceed further, if you take some line here E, denoted by E, where it is intersecting here at point 11 and at point 10, it is just a tangent. Okay. Similarly, as it was at point 3. So just touching. So, but that also we consider as a point where these two values are matching. TS10 and TS11. And if you move further, this line F, removal term, here then there is no interaction in this direction here. This curve is not passing in this area. So only one steady state, TS12. So this is just a representation of possibilities of multiple steady state that will vary with the nature of this generation term, this curve. It will change, and as you proceed further, it is not necessary that this pattern will be followed. There can be one, and you can have number of temperatures values and number of such lines. So it is showing just representation. Here what you have to understand is, as you increase in this kind of curve, this nature will also change, not necessarily like this. You have to find a point of intersections as you increase the entering temperature. And with this 6 entering temperatures, we have seen there are 12 possible steady state. So at T01 and T06 there is only one steady state. At T02 and T05 there are 2 steady states each, and T03 and T04 you have 3 steady states each. Now we see the ignition temperature and extinction temperature. So here T01, T02 and so on up to T06 are shown on this figure here, and here representation of TS1 to TS6. Okay. So these points you can see here, 1, 2, 4, 7, 10, 12. One, 2, 4, 7, 10. These points. 1, 2, 4, 7. 1, 2, 4, 7. These 4 points. Then we have this point number 10 and so on. So with respect to T0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 2 ranges. One is upper range and one is lower range. So these are lower steady states and these are upper steady states. So first, with respect to T01, you have 1 point. Then with respect to T02, you have TS2 and TS3. So this is 2 and 3. So this point 2 is on lower steady state and this 3 is on upper steady state. So this, with respect to T02, we have this TS2 and 3 here. Similarly, for T02, T03, you have TS4, TS5 and TS6. 4 is at the lower steady state, then you have 5 and then you have 6. Okay, so this is transformed here. So 4 at lower steady state here, 6 at upper steady state here, and 5 is in between here. Next transformation for T04, you have again steady states 7, 8 and 9. So here you can see 7 is lower state, 9 is upper steady state and 8 is in between. So here 7 on lower steady state, 9 is upper steady state, and this 8 we have in between 8. Further, T05, 10 and 11. 10 is lower, 11 is 11 is higher. So 10 and 11, and last one is 12, and 12 is the upper steady state, which is here in the upper part. So 3, 6, 9, 11, 12. 3, 6, 9, 11, 12 upper steady state points. Then this 1, 2, 4, 7, 10 lower steady state, 1, 2, 4, 7, 10, and points 5 and 8 here. These are unstable regions. So this is stable region, this is stable region, and in between you have unstable region. So at steady state points 5 and 8, it will be better not to operate at those points. Now here, what we have done here, we have just represented it in a different manner. Here is a removal term, generation term as a function of temperature. Here you have plotted temperature and entering temperature T0 on x-axis and the steady states on y-axis. So these are representing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these 6 values of T01, T02, T03, T04, T05, T06, and that corresponds to TC1, TC2, TC3, TC4, TC5 and TC6. So these are steady states TS1 to TS12. Now we will see the concept of ignition temperature. So here as entering temperature is increased, the steady state temperature increases along with the bottom line until T05 is reached. So here you can see here this lower steady state line we are discussing. As the entering temperature is increased from T01 to T05 here. T05 is here. And as this is reached, any fraction of degree increase in temperature beyond T05, steady state temperature will jump to this value here. We don't have continuity here. So any increase beyond T05, the steady state, next steady state is at upper steady state line. So it will jump to TS11, from TS10 to TS11, and the temperature at which this jump occurs is called the ignition temperature. So here, just crossing this T05, this will jump. So this is called ignition temperature. That is, we must exceed a certain feed temperature T05 to operate at upper steady state where the temperature and conversions are higher. So we will prefer to operate at upper steady state. So you have to exceed this feed temperature from T05 by a slight value, and you will have a point of operation at upper steady state. So here from this T05, if you increase just by a fraction, next steady state you have at upper steady state curve. So 10 to 11 here immediately. Next, if you operate or operating at this steady state TS12, okay, corresponding to this T06, TS12 corresponding to this. If you began to cool the entering temperature, so cool down the entering temperature, decrease the entering temperature from T06. If you cool down here and you will reach here by cooling down from T06, T05 and so on. Once you reach this T02 value or this TS3 corresponding to T0, the steady state temperature TS3 would eventually be reached and corresponding to an entering temperature T02. Any slight decrease below this temperature will immediately bring down this to lower steady state 2. Any slight decrease in T02 would drop the steady state reacting temperature to the lower steady state value of TS2 and it is called as extinction temperature. So corresponding temperature is extinction temperature. This is ignition temperature. So any small increase you beyond T05 you have ignition temperature. Any small decrease beyond T02 when you are operating here and cooling down, it is extinction temperature. The middle points, this number 5 and 8, TS5 and TS8, two steady states, represent unstable steady state temperature. So these are unstable region. So upper steady state is stable, lower steady state is stable, and this is unstable region. Now here again we will discuss removal term and generation term plotted on the same plot, and here we have these temperatures and corresponding values of steady state have been shown. So here you can, this Y is our generation term, D is removal term, and here you can see here this 1, 2, 3 and 4 different sections, this straight line have been drawn, and we'll discuss what is happening here. Now we are considering the heat removal line D along with the heat generation curve Y. If we are operating at the middle steady state temperature TS8, here middle steady state, so we are considering a curve, this D, where we have this point TS7, 8 and 9, where 7 is on lower steady state line, 9 is on upper steady state line and 8 is in unstable region. If we are operating in the middle steady state temperature TS8, here a pulse increase in the reactor temperature occurred, we would find ourselves at the temperature shown by vertical line T2 here. This, where generation curve is value is greater than removal term, generation term and removal. So G greater than R. Here for this number 1, removal is above generation term, so R is greater than G. Here at 3, again removal is greater than the generation term, so R greater than G. And here 4, where generation is greater than the removal, So this is just comparison from the, so in this region representing this 1 beyond this point, we have R greater than G. If you consider this point beyond this point and representing any curve like this, representation 2 is just representation, it can be here, it can be here, representing the nature G greater than R. Here again, from here to here, it is representing R greater than G, and from in this region remaining part, it is G greater than R. So here beyond this point 7, within 7 and 8, 8 and 9 and beyond 9, a pulse increase in reactor temperature occur, we will find ourselves at the temperature shown by vertical line. Points between 8 and 9. Points between 8 and 9. Vertical line 2. We see that along this vertical line 2, the heat generation term or curve is greater than the heat removal term or the curve, meaning G greater than R. Similarly, the temperature in the reactor would continue to increase until point 9 is reached, this point, and beyond this point 9. So 9 means you have reached upper steady state. Now on the other hand, if you had a pulse decrease in temperature from point 8 here, if you small decrease, pulse decrease, small decrease in temperature from point 8, what will happen? You are representing this region R greater than G, represented by this line 3, vertical line 3, beyond 7 and 8. So here R is greater than G, so the temperature will continue to decrease until the lower steady state is reached. That means a small change in temperature either above or below the middle steady state temperatures, which are unstable region, will cause the reactor to move away from this middle steady state, and steady state that behaves in this manner are said to be unstable. So why these are defined as unstable steady state? This 8, why it is unstable? Because with a small change in temperature either in this direction or this direction, we see in this direction you are increasing, so you have a change R greater than G here, and here it becomes immediately G greater than R, so the region changes. Similarly here the same thing. So what we can say here, when a small change in temperature either above or below the middle steady state temperature TS8 will cause the reactor to move away from its middle steady state. Steady states that behave in this manner are said to be unstable. So you have here how many unstable steady states in this example, this representation? This number 8 we have discussed. Similarly, you can discuss number 5. Similar arguments. So we have seen extinction temperature, ignition temperature. Here, when you increase entering temperature from T01 by some value to T02, then to T03, 4, 5 and 6, and you have changes, your removal term is shifting towards right, same slope, and as the nature of the curve is almost like S-shaped for generation term and removal term is a straight line, as these straight lines with the same slope shifts to the right, you have one steady state, then you have 2 intersection point, 2 steady state, then you have 3 intersection points, 3 steady state, then again you move further, you have just 2 steady states, and again you can have only one steady state. Okay, and these are just representations. So you can have such number of lines representing only one steady state, number of lines representing uh, 3 in between. You have many such interactions. So, but we are considering only these 6 to have a representation to understand this. And then we have the corresponding values T01 and this final value. You can say this is representing TS1, then you have TS2, TS4, TS7, TS10, TS8, TS5, TS3, TS6, TS9, TS11 and finally TS12. And then we have seen these regions. We have taken one unstable point here and we have seen this unstable point, and beyond this any small change here, G greater than R, and in this direction it is R greater than G. Here again it is changing, R greater than G. Here it is R greater than G. Here it is becoming G greater than R. So these are these representations, because this curve as it passes, so this is decreasing this value, again this takes over this. So generation term is above removal term, so G greater than R. Then it again crosses here and it becomes less. So beyond this it is removal term is greater than generation term. So finally we have seen that a small change in temperature either above or below the middle steady state temperature TS8, there is another example you can take of TS5 also, will cause the reactor temperature to move away from the middle steady state. Steady states that behave in this manner are called as unstable steady state. So we will stop here, and this non-isothermal reactor design topic which we have studied it from another textbook from H. Scott Fogler. Okay, chapter number 11 and 12 in 4th edition. Now this we have studied for our BTech course and as just an introduction to non-isothermal reactor design. We have not studied the complete chapter like we have done for the previous chapters from Levenspiel. This is included in your curriculum at undergraduate level just as an introduction to non-isothermal reactor design, process, role, the concepts of thermodynamics, and then energy balance equations, calculations of conversion by energy balance and mass balance equation, then finding out the point of intersection or the best point of operation. Then we have seen how multiple steady states are possible, and if you have multiple steady states you will prefer to operate at upper steady state line. Okay, upper steady states you will operate, and that is advantage that we have also seen. And we have seen the problems by trial and error. Also we have seen the problems by solving by numerical integration. I have also explained you in brief. The same you can solve easily by using the software Polymath, and you will get better result or accurate result. When you solve by numerical integration, your results from Polymath and numerical integration will exactly match if you take a very small step size. With large step size there will be some variation, some error you can say, you will not get exact result, but those results will be acceptable if the problems are asked in your examinations. And further, for non-adiabatic operations and plug flow reactor and so on, we can study, the problems are given in Fogler, but they are not part of your curriculum at UG level. Those who will go for their post graduations will study non-isothermal reactor design in details, and those problems, particularly on non-adiabatic plug flow reactors and so on, even on adiabatic plug flow reactor, you cannot solve easily by hand calculations. You will come across simultaneous differential equations, two differential equations solving simultaneously, or more than two also possible, and that can be easily handled by the softwares like Polymath. It's not difficult, but it cannot be asked in our conventional examination so that you can calculate by hand calculation. So whatever the problems you can solve by hand calculations, those we have seen, and this is just an introduction to non-isothermal reactor design and the topics included in your BTech curriculum of our university. So we will stop here, and in our next lecture we will continue with the next topic, that is polymerization, kinetics of polymerization. So we will study the state growth polymerization and addition polymerization and see its kinetic models, and that also we will be studying from the textbook by H. Scott Fogler. So we'll stop here today and continue with kinetics of polymerization reactions in our next lecture.